On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are here at Hoovie's farm to check out a car that you saw on the channel a long time ago, but to actually take you on a tour and drive it, and one of the coolest cars of all time. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today inside this trailer there is a time machine, a real time machine. You won't believe it. And today we are gonna travel back in time and check this thing out with a good friend of mine. Look who's here, guys. VideoBob is in Kansas, and we've been hanging out for the last day, and he is getting ready to roll out to deliver a real time machine. And I gotta tell you guys, the time machine does work. You brought a working one.
Oh, it works.
I know this one was a complete one. Oh, here he goes. He's getting ready to travel back in time. So what happened was he showed up here, and I mean, the day before you were like, what about the snow? How cold is it? Am I gonna die? It's 70 degrees.
Bro, it's beautiful outside.
Because I assumed that you used your time machine. And
I did.
Yeah. What else would have happened? Because it was 0 yesterday, it's 70 today.
I love it.
But this is a what year? 80?
This one's an 82.
82, okay.
But they're all basically 81s. They made them for 1 year.
Yep.
So it's an 82 DeLorean, as if it matters.
Yeah.
They made them for a year, and then they had some parts left over, made a few 83s. The only differences between them are like a couple of different hood options, where the antenna is, maybe the radio clock. There's some very subtle differences, but they're kind of all the same.
Well, another perfect time machine made by VideoBob. I mean, oh, you don't have the lights on, do you?
I can turn them on.
How do you fire those up? Ah, it looks so good when those are on.
Toggle switch. It's going to the Midwest Dream Car Collection. You'll be able to see this in Manhattan, Kansas.
Yep.
You've been there many times.
I have. Did Tyler, he was getting ready to tell you when you said it was going there, he was about to be like, John Rouse stole their Ford GT once.
Oh, did you really?
Well, they gave it to me. I went there to drive it with him, right? And then I guess they wanted to ride with me, but they said they just opened the garage and were like, all right, have fun. And then they were going to come outside and ride with me, but I had already
left. Took off, yeah. I don't blame you. I just, thanks.
I brought it right back.
Thanks. See you later.
So
I'm going to plug it in and get some juice while I have, you know, we have it rigged up. This is a museum car. We do this to all of our cars, and so what we do is we rig them up so that they have power supply systems. I know you're really into electronics. So.
Absolutely.
So this feeds a couple of different things, and I'll show you what's under the hood because you'll get a kick out of this.
Little shore power action. Got the Mr. Fusion.
That,
you guys have seen this on the channel before, but it's always cool to see another time machine. So sick. You buy these from O'Reilly's, right? Because they have that in the catalog.
The bane of my existence. You know how many people tag me with the O'Reilly's flux capacitor?
Yep, they're selling it, man.
No, they're not. We have to hand make that thing.
I know. It's cool.
These are made for off-grid living, boats, RVs. It's a Xantrix 2000 AC pass-through, 2000 watt sine wave. We put this in powered by a 200 amp lithium iron phosphate battery.
Huge battery. And
you could run your house off this for a while if you had an emergency. I mean, it runs this, it runs all the electronics, and it runs the fog machine.
Yeah.
These fog machines are known to fail, so we set them up in a way that you can remove it easily and replace it, because I need for my owners to be able to service certain things on the car without us having to do it.
Right.
And by making it as simple as possible, you know, I give them a few props for display,
how are you getting hoverboards? They don't sell that anymore, do they?
I can get, well, I go back in time and then I order them.
Yeah, you just jump in the car, problem solved.
You know, well, if you remember my appearance on Pawn Stars with the Sports Almanac, I owned the screen used one.
Oh,
we auctioned it off from Michael J. Fox Foundation, but we had scanned it. Now, this is a pirate copy of mine. I used to make and sell these.
Oh, okay.
But now they sell them on Amazon for 10 bucks. So I actually just buy my pirate stolen
from Amazon.
And then, you know, I get the hat and the hoverboard. And so these are some things I'm tossing in on the deal to make it fun.
Yeah.
Another fun thing that we put in the car, it's little things people like, is a rubber banana.
Smart, yeah.
The fact that you can buy 2 rubber bananas on Amazon.
Especially used ones. I don't know what's going on here.
But it's just fun to throw the banana in there, get you an old beer can, and people always remember those little key points of the movie. A lot of people call this the part 2 car. This was remember, at the end of part 1,
Right.
he shows up, Marty, your kids.
Yeah, when he pulls in
and
the
that's
driveway.
when he pulls in the driveway,
Yep.
throws the banana peel and the beer. And so it's, you know, the Mr. Fusion version of the car. A few things we do that's not screen accurate, I explained before, is like we seal up the back window. Normally this bulkhead isn't even there.
Right.
It's just, you
right.
can just see right into the car.
Of course.
But
and
we
all
have to
this is
waterproof the
glass.
car.
Yeah.
And this thing, we also open up these taillights. This would normally be like, there would be a metal plate here that would block out the taillight,
Yeah.
but we open that up. So there's just little things like that to make the car more livable.
Yep.
Another crazy thing that we do, the DeLorean itself stays completely stock.
Of course.
And we relocate the factory fuse box from behind there
So you can actually
so
work
that you
on
can
it.
get to it,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
DeLorean. We put a battery cutoff for the car battery.
Yeah.
Just because whenever you're showing the car, the fire marshal will always ask you to disconnect the battery. So I'll go, oh, no problem, click.
Yeah.
We put that float charger on the battery, and just little things like that to make it livable. And sometimes we build these cars and they end up in museums and theme parks. Like we built the ones that are at Universal Studios and both in Orlando and in Hollywood. So the one that's in Orlando is outside, chained to the ground, and it looks like heck because they've had the thing outside for the last 5 or 6 years.
I mean,
it gets rained on every day.
You told me it looked bad 2 or 3 years ago, so it's got to be looking worse today.
Well, because they leave it outside. You know, and you take any car and leave it outside, but it
destroys them.
It's just the Florida sun, like the dash is all cracked, and I was like, oh. So I got to go out there and restore it again. I need to do that again. But anyway, yeah, I thought you would enjoy how it's really simply done.
It looks amazing.
There's not much to it, but
You know that Xantrex is putting in work because this is 1,500 watts, 1,600 watts.
yeah,
It's a monster.
but it puts out a lot of fog.
Oh, no doubt. And you pipe that to the back?
We literally just make a custom exhaust that just runs under the car. And we use flexi conduit.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Nice.
It's pretty simple, but it works. We've been doing it that way for years.
That is really cool.
Because I've seen other builders, well, it's rolling.
Oh,
I've seen other builders like put fog machines in here,
Uh-huh.
but then if you had to change them,
Big pain.
like that's a problem. And also notice how I can just get to the engine.
Yes.
Because the original would have had, you'd have to unbolt all of this and unbolt the thing. It would take you like 20 minutes and a drill to get it off. And when you need to get to the engine in a hurry, when they're on fire, or whatever.
You know you're just supposed to change the time and drive faster.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
If you drive faster, it puts the fire out.
That's it. The
But
farmers
we
know.
just basically have to fabricate and make all this stuff. There's not really a secret to it. You just got to make it.
Yeah.
I'm not really a car guy. I'm not really an engine guy like you, a mechanic. I'm not a paint and body guy. But we do metal fabrication, electronics. So what we're good at is we make silicone molds, fiberglass molds and parts. Like that orange pipe is made out of a hardened foam.
Yeah, I was gonna say that looks custom for sure.
You know, we did that. Like this is made out of resin and painted and airbrushed, and just like there's a hose over here. This hose is cast out of plastic and then hand painted. Looks like a real AN hose, right?
Yeah, it looks like an AN line for sure.
It's made out of
Interesting. It looks like an
polyurethane.
old World War II plane used.
Well, that's the problem. It's hard to get these in this
Absolutely.
configuration. So, like for instance, this weatherhead connection, that's cast. So we cast that out of plastic. We go through a couple different layering processes to get the anodized look. But we perfected our guy Omar that does all the airbrushing and stuff. Like this grease splatter, and he's just really good at this.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
Because I'll see other builders just like spray paint this black, or what they'll do is they'll use like a toy car as the reference.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Way off.
So we use the real car as a reference, and if you go see the real car at the Peterson Museum in LA, you would be seeing very much similar to. There's some things that are missing here.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be some other stuff here, but you wouldn't be able to open this otherwise, and they're detailed items that aren't that important.
Sure.
That we make certain sacrifices because
You sell a drivable car.
Because I sell a drivable car. The actual car, like the car at the Peterson, you know, you're not driving it. It doesn't work. And all this stuff, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's just a car that's a prop.
Yeah.
And these, you know, people want to be able to actually drive the car, use it, enjoy it. And I just took April for a drive, and we're doing 100 down this road. It'll do it.
Yeah.
It
just takes a long time.
Yeah, well, it's 0 to 60 in 10 seconds, 0 to 100 in 10 minutes. But
I always love the date and switch.
I'll tell you,
so
that's
cool.
part of the design and plot of the movie. Marty accidentally bumped that.
Oh yeah.
See, that's the plot of the movie. He's accidentally bumped the handle and turned on the time circuits and accidentally went through time.
Yep.
And every time you get in the car, you accidentally bump your elbow on it.
What's the code again?
It's, oh, you want to change the date?
Yeah, I forgot how you do it. You showed me once.
It's like writing a check.
It's like writing a check.
What's your birthday? What's your social security number?
What's the street you grew up on?
Yeah. What's your dog's first name?
Put that.
These are just standard questions.
That's right. I don't know.
Just give me any date.
Just put July 4th, 1988.
Okay, so you go, month. And then day. 1988, and then a time like at 09000. Oh wait, I did it wrong. 0704 88 09.
Oh, one of these is a button because these aren't buttons. Those ones are just...
Yeah, those are indicators.
I see.
The secret is, if you ever saw H.G. Wells' Time Machine, on that time machine was a red, green, and yellow light on the front of it.
Oh, okay.
They paid homage to that.
I see. That's really cool, actually. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So I can just put in any old date, like October 21st, 1985 at 01:21 a.m. And that was the first time travel. See?
Gotcha.
And then if you press the red button, the speedometer goes up to 88. Times change, needles move, flux capacitor goes brighter. We go through time. So now the destination time is now the present time. Welcome to 1985. And then when you reset this thing, right? You'll get, well, I was supposed to do it like this. Now you get you're out of plutonium warning. And so I'll reset it. And then, so, this is all programmed to operate just like it did in the film. But the crazy thing is if you actually go 88, if this thing detects 88, it triggers all that. So when we were driving a little bit ago, we hit 88, bang, and everything goes off. I have to put a custom speedometer label over the 85 one, so this is 95, because originally they come with an 85 label.
And I saw you got a GPS antenna up here, which is driving.
That drives the speedometer, yeah, because it's got a mechanically driven speedometer that's
too much of a
fully
pain.
mechanical.
Yeah, too much of a
it's
pain
literally
to
an angle drive coming out of with a wire coming out of the wheel to a little gear on a, it's fully mechanical, which is why most of them don't work.
Yeah.
This one works actually, and it's calibrated, but they're not all that way. So. We put the controls for the Xantrek, right? You can't see them.
I see it, yeah.
But they're way down here where the radio goes. And this radio is a reproduction of the one that you see in the movie. There's a fellow in Europe who found one of the originals and cast all of it. This is all custom made.
Wow.
And adapted to a vintage radio.
Yep.
And it doesn't work because we don't have it hooked up, but it's an exact reproduction of this impossible to find radio. So there's just a lot of detail in the car that we go through ridiculous lengths to replicate and make work. Now, just to make the car a little bit more livable, we hooked up a
backup camera
that's hooked up to the, you know what?
You can just turn it on all the time.
You just turn it on.
Yeah.
On the key.
Hey, how cool is that? We got to go out for a test drive in the old DeLorean. Let's see if she's.
Oh, you gotta lift up and then dog leg back to the.
Right there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
There you go.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna have to put a little bit of RPM in her. Come on, girl. If they weren't cable throttle, it'd probably be pretty easy to manage the throttle and the clutch on this.
Oh, yeah. Put the camera below the mirror. You have a screen.
Your mirrors are actually very useful. Very useful.
Glare.
So I don't want to hit any cars.
No kidding. Yeah, I can't see anything. I'm blind. I'm blind.
We are. we're driving by feel at the moment. Oh, come on. I won't make that, will I?
No. Isn't it fun to drive?
Oh yeah. I've driven it.
This is why my personal one is an automatic.
Oh man, an automatic is where it's at.
I mean, you know, people are like, oh, usually have a stick, and I'm like, nah. When you're trying to do stuff with the car, like get it into a because it just does photo shoots and parades and stuff all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's like the automatic, and I also have custom power steering out of like a Prius.
My first experience driving the realest reproduction of the Time Machine there is.
Have you been in a DeLorean before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We had to fix a bunch of windows on a DeLorean. One of our friends had one, and you know, they break all the time.
Yeah.
If you're not cleaning the tracks and everything.
Oh, I know.
So I got to drive his, and I was like, this is not a good car, is it?
Listen, it's art.
It is art, you know, and you know, this is art. And it became its own cultural icon that will live forever, for sure. There's no doubt about it. And you know what else will? The people are, you can't, it's like a faux pas to even talk about it right now, but the Cybertruck will be the same. It may,
yeah.
They're probably done making it because there's a million of them unsold and it's not selling well. But this and the Cybertruck will outlive all of us.
Oh yeah, true.
Amazing. I really wanted to say I've driven a Time Machine.
It's pretty tight.
The steering is direct, you know? It's direct.
It's a go-kart.
It's not wandering or anything, but there's a lot of vibration in it just because of DeLorean.
It's, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I think these are new tires and wheels.
Yeah.
Because we generally put new tires on them. I'll have to double check.
This road is also aging.
Well, it's a very firm suspension, let's say.
Yeah, it is firm, but it's not bouncing. I'll give it a lot of credit there that it's doing a good job bouncing.
It's vibrating. I mean, This is how these cars are. They came out of the box like this.
Absolutely. All right, we're not going to do any 0 to 60 testing or any of my usuals.
No.
But here's one. That's wide open throttle.
Is it really? Yeah, but you're in like fourth.
I'm in fourth. I guess we could grab third. But
yeah.
Okay, here we go. One more wide open throttle. We're going 55. And we're now going 57.
So you're saying you can't get it up to 88 in a parking lot?
It'd be a tough run. You'd need some nitrous to make that parking lot work out.
In a little bit, like on the highway, you put it in fifth, you're going 75. I mean, it does it.
This thing cruises
not
great.
passing anything.
Yeah, it actually is a really solid cruiser because these seats are comfy, actually.
No, they're not bad, yeah.
Not bad.
I should turn on the flux capacitor.
Very supportive. Yeah, fire it up. Let's go.
You know, it's fluxing.
I think
that just gave you an extra of like 4 horsepower.
Absolutely, and I think if I floor it now, we'll hit 88 tomorrow, and then we'll end up back here.
But what's funny is if you actually go 88, all this stuff goes off. Like
oh yeah, we should do it, huh? I'll give it a little throttle.
Do it downhill. No, we just did 88 in a previous video with April.
We're getting there. It's really not that slow. 80, 82. We are in Mexico currently.
Like I said, I didn't have the sound on, I guess.
Maybe not.
Yeah, this is where we turned around before.
This is the turnaround spot.
This is the turnaround.
This is just south of the border. Then we got to make a little turnaround. That's what we do in all the cars, you know.
And there's like 100 people here.
Absolutely. Oop. We're ripping, man. That's wide open. I'm not gonna go. I'm not taking this thing to red line.
Keep an eye on the temp over there.
Absolutely.
It does DeLorean things.
It was wide open for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Really? As far as DeLoreans go, this is kind of it's a pretty tight one, I think. It's not bad.
It's a good car.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse. This is my 50th Time Machine.
Your 50th build? You know, SNL just had their 50th anniversary. Here you are having your 50th anniversary.
We've got cars at theme parks and museums everywhere.
That's right. So cool. Well, thanks for letting me drive it, Bob. I'll throw a link to VideoBob's channel in the description below. Something I always wanted to do. Doesn't get much cooler than this. I don't care what the car, how the car drives. It doesn't get much cooler than this.
You should check out his merch shop where you can't get suspenders like this, but you can get shirts not like that.
You can get shirts not like this. Absolutely, especially not like this one. This is all antique archaeologist shirt. They're not around anymore, are they?
No. They're dead.
We're getting too old. Type in a different date. I gotta get younger. There we go. That's how much younger I'm getting.
I'll just leave it on in case we flip it.
In case we flip it?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to. I'm not planning on flipping it.
I have this on just in case I'm filming my own death.
Yeah.
Ends up on a TikTok.
Somebody's gotta grab the camera and post it for us.
Yeah. Oh, you'll survive.
What happened to these guys?
Oh my God. There's a lot of cops on this road.
There are. The state troopers just drive up and down all day long.
Yeah, because when we did it earlier, we passed a cop each direction.
Yep.
And you know if they're going to pull over a car, it's going to be the one with no license plate, insurance, and speeding.
They would leave us alone immediately after they saw it, though.
Yeah.
That's
well, of course, you're famous.
Yeah, you are. The car is, let's be honest. Oh, it's amazing.
I have been pulled over many times in the time machine.
Yeah?
I got a ticket once. I was going 106. They gave me a ticket for that.
Oh, wow.
That cost me a lot.
I have 105. Not in a time machine.
That was expensive.
It is expensive every time. Yeah. Do you remember when I took that Radical Rapture from SEMA, drove out of SEMA during Ignite, and then we went up and down the street, and it does have a VIN because they want them to be street cars, but it was just a freshly imported race car. And I got pulled over in front of the Bellagio, huge crowd, right? Everybody shows up immediately as soon as they pulled me over. And they were like, let him go! It was so funny. And the cop showed up and he's like, does this have a VIN? Or is this street legal? And I was like, well, yeah, it is street legal. They just haven't tagged it yet. And he was like, well, why are you out on the road with it? I was like, I got lost. He was like, take it back. I took it back. I was like, well, we're done here. Thank you.
I had one of my Night Rider cars at SEMA one year for Bosch.
Yeah?
And we pulled it out and we're like, hey, let's go cruise the strip. And we're driving around with the red light on. And the cops pulled us over. They're like, you can't have a red light on the car. Oh. And this rookie cop had never seen Night Rider.
Come on.
Yeah.
That does not look police-ish at all.
No. Just square it up behind this trailer and I'll just pull it in there.
Perfect. You should be right on the money, right? Perfect. Oh yeah. The sound is really cool. It adds a lot.
Yeah. That adds like $1,000 in the options.
Well, there you go, guys. VideoBob and another time machine. Yeah, buddy. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thank you to Bob for letting me drive this, Hoovy for letting us shoot out here real quick because he needed a place to park his trailer. And honestly, with all the water we've had, my driveway was too mushy. And I was like, you probably don't want to park at my house, you might sink. So that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjrgo.com for cool shirts not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Off it goes.
And then I'll lock it down.
You can't beat having these doors in a trailer, though. Amazing.
It works pretty well.
Every other car, we climb out the window, you know, once you're enclosed.